This is cdlexam.com video presentation. For any other questions or inquiries, please refer to www.cdlexam.com online resources. Upon completion of the presentation, you will learn all the right answers. And good news, often to choose the right answers, you need just one or two words. We call them keywords, and we will show them to you during presentation. General Knowledge 2. Second part. Another 80 questions. Question number 1. When loading a trailer, if the cargo is loaded all to the rear, it may result in what? In what condition? Please remember, if you load all to the rear, then drive wheels might not be pressed enough, okay, might not be loaded enough, and they will have poor traction. So when you read the question about loading a trailer, please remember, if the cargo is loaded to all to the rear, it may result in poor traction on drive wheels.
Poor traction.
Alright, let's see if we are right. Cargo to the rear, poor traction.
Poor traction.
Question number 2. Short question. Communication means. So, in other words, what does it mean? Communication. It's simple. Communication, communicating. That's what it is. Okay? Communication means that you need to communicate your intention to other motorists. It's not talking to law enforcement, it's not talking on CB radio, it's not talking at all. It's not about talking. Communication, it's about communicating.
Turn on your turn signal.
Your intention to other motorists. Any way you communicate what you are going to do on the road, it's communication. And again, I told you it's easy. The same words actually in the question and in the answer, in the right answer. So communication means communicating.
Match and pair.
Very good. And again, the program advises you. Yes, you are right, correct. Communication, communicating. Question number 3. If you are convicted for driving under the influence while driving a commercial vehicle, and this is your first offense, you most likely will get what? Easy, again, easy. If it's your first offense, at least 1 year suspension of your CDL will result.
1 year suspension.
1 year suspension.
1 year
Of
suspension.
your CDL. Let's see if we are right. Yes, first offense, 1 year suspension.
Don't drink. Don't drive and drink.
Another question, number 4, about alcohol. If you are stopped at a roadside rest area and found to have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.02, what happened? You will be placed out of service for 24 hours. Please remember. In the previous question in the part 1, we agreed, guys, that the blood alcohol level concentration for you as a commercial driver to be considered intoxicated is 0.04. But even in this case, if you are stopped at the roadside rest area and the police officer find that BAC, blood alcohol concentration, is 0.02, which is twice less than intoxicating concentration, but still you'll be placed out of service for 24 hours.
For any detectable amount, actually.
Yeah, for any detectable amount. And the police officer, that will be the person who is authorized by the law to place you out of service for 24 hours at least. Okay, let's see if we are correct. Yes, 24 hours. Question number 5. Within of the which of the following statements about speed management is true. Okay, speed management. Please remember, if you double your speed, then stopping distance will be increased by 4 times. It will not be doubled, okay? It will not be the same. Whenever your speed is doubled, your stopping distance, the distance which will be required for you to bring a vehicle to a complete stop, will be increased by 4 times. 2, 4, double 4, double
Newton
4.
law. Newton law.
Double 4. Your speed is doubled, the stopping distance increased 4 times. Okay, speed management 4 times. Okay, sometimes you might be given a picture which well, will be helpful for you to decide. But even without a picture, you'll be able to answer that kind of question. For example, you are driving a long vehicle that makes wide turns. You want to make a left turn from Ocean Street or any street onto Atlantic Street, well, any other street. And please pay attention to this fact. They are both two left turn, there are 2 left turn lanes marked A and B on Ocean Street. Again, the point which I'm trying to make is that doesn't matter what you're going to do. If you see that there are 2 left turn lanes, 2 lanes for you to make a left turn, you should always use the right hand lane, which is here would be B. There is no picture, but again, remember, it doesn't matter what the names of the street would be. If you see that there are 2 left turn lanes on a picture which will be given to you, you always pick the right hand left turn lanes.
Outside, you pick outside the lane.
Right hand lane.
Which radius is much larger.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Yes, we are correct. Question number 7. You are traveling down a long, steep hill. Your brakes get so hot that they fail. What should you do? Well, bad situation. But in this particular case, when your brakes get hot and they, well, cannot hold your vehicle, they fail, you need to do both of the above things, which are you should downshift and pump the brake pedal, just in order maybe you can get a little bit of brake power back. And also you need to look for an escape ramp or escape route. There is a special device on the side of the road which helps you, well, to escape actually. So in case, again, on the emergency, when your brakes fail and it happens on a long steep hill, that's what you need to do. At the same time, you need to downshift and pump the brake pedal to get a little bit of your power temporary back, brake power. And also you need to look for an escape ramp, special escape ramp or escape route, part of the road safety, actually pouch could be called. So again, please pay attention. Both of the above actions could help you to, well, bring a vehicle to a stop and save your life and other motorists.
Typically both of the above is a right answer.
And yes, this is a very good observation. Usually when you are given some choices and you also see both of the above, most probably that would be the correct answer. Alright? Good. Yes, we are right. Question number 8. Center of gravity of a load. And you need to pick up the correct answer which characterizes the center of gravity of the load. And please pay attention to this particular fact. Again, the longest one is the correct one. And the center of gravity, when it is high, it can make a vehicle more likely to tip over. Which is obviously, again, that's why you need to, when you load your vehicle, you need to balance, you need to distribute the load evenly to make sure it's not high. It's not all to the rear, all to the front, or it's not too high. Because if it's high, all right, tip over. The vehicle is more likely to tip over when the center of gravity is high. Okay. Question number 9. To prevent a load from shifting, there should be at least one tie down for every 10 feet. I'm telling you right here. Okay?
In advance.
In advance. 10 feet, one tie down for every 10 feet. Actually, 10 is, well, the figure, the number which is used was post-logically. Remember, you need to, for example, to have 1 second for every 10 feet of your vehicle length. When we were talking about speed management, and here also 10 is most probably would be the correct answer in all of the such cases. One tie down for every 10 feet of your vehicle.
10
feet of cargo. Okay. Question number 10. While driving, ice builds up on your wipers. And now your wipers no longer clean the windshield. What you should do?
Stop safely.
Yeah, stop safely, fix the problem. Any problem which deteriorates your ability to, well, look clearly, which limits your visibility, okay, and jeopardize your safety, needs to be fixed. So you need to stop. Don't continue to drive. If ice builds up on the wipers and well, the problem, so you need to stop safely and fix the problem. Another thing, you remember we've been discussing safely. The word safely is most probably indicates the correct answer anyway. So if even you don't know about anything about the fixing the problem, okay, you'll be able to pick up the right choice, the right answer. Stop safely and fix the problem. Very good. And this rule applies to, well, any situation which is like you know, on tire pressure, fire, anything else. Question number 11. When the hydraulic brakes fail, they fail, while you're driving. The system will not build up pressure and the brake pedal feel spongy or go to the floor. What should you do? Well, easy stuff.
Pump the brake.
Pump the brake.
Pump the brake.
Maybe you would be able to generate pressure. And again, this is officially recommended action you need to do in this situation. Okay? If the hydraulic brakes fail, pedal feels spongy, or go to the floor, well, keep doing, keep going, keep pumping the brake to generate pressure. Okay? Very good. Pump. Question number 12. Which may be a sign of tire failure?
Vibration. Vibration.
Please remember, tire failure, vibration. That's the first sign you need to pay attention. You need to be aware of. Tire failure, sign of tire failure. You start feeling vibration. Your vehicle starts to vibrate.
We're talking about front tire, remember?
Yeah, that would be another question. Rear tire, and that's
Fishtail.
a different story. Question number 13. To prevent brake fade. Fade is almost the same as fail, but not completely yet there. Alright, fade. It starts, well, working improperly. So, and to prevent this condition, to prevent brake fade, what you need to do, remember guys, save. Again, when you see the word save, that most probably the correct answer. Let's read it, well, the whole. Select the gear which will keep your vehicle at a safe
speed.
On a deep downgrade.
Safe speed.
Okay, so to prevent something, in this particular case, brake fade, you need to select the gear which will keep your vehicle at a safe speed. And that's how you protect your brakes, by the way. Alright? You usually downshift, select the proper gear, usually lower gear, and this allows your vehicle to, well, be safely operated. Okay, safe speed. Number 14. A full stop is required at a railroad crossing. When? When the full stop is required at a railroad crossing? Easy. When the nature of your cargo, of the cargo hauling, makes a stop mandatory under the state or federal regulations.
State of federal regulations.
State of federal regulations. You might be asked. You will not be asked about state of federal regulations. You just need to be aware of that. In different states, might be different regulations, but just be aware. You need to stop at the railroad crossing when it's it's required by state or federal law. Okay, federal regulations. Question number 15. When driving at night, you should use your low beams when an oncoming vehicle is within how many feet?
500.
500 feet. 500 feet. So at night, you are allowed to use your high beam when safe and legal to do so, right? But when an oncoming vehicle is coming toward to you, within 500 feet, you have to shift the high beam to low beams. All right, you should use your low beams. That's what it means. So usually you use your high beams, but within 500 feet of oncoming vehicle, you should use your low beams. Low beams, 500 feet. Low beams, 500 feet. Okay. Question number 16. When driving through the work zone, what should you do when you drive through the work zone? Please pay attention. You should watch for sharp pavement drop off. Because, you know, in the work zone, sometimes the different lanes, the surface could be uneven. And that's what you need to be aware of. That's what you need to watch for. Sharp pavement drop off. Okay?
Simple like that.
Very good. Question 17. Alright, that's a kind of repetition of what we already heard. Backing of the commercial vehicle. You guys already know it. Always dangerous. You remember there was a question about that you should avoid backing whenever you can. That's the same, said in other words. Backing of the commercial vehicle is always dangerous because it's big, because the visibility sometimes is limited, and that's why you should avoid backing. It's always dangerous, so avoid it if you can. Question number 18. When you are parked at the side of the road at night, what you must do when you parked at the side of the road at night. Visibility is, not as good as at the daytime. So you need to warn other motorists, right? So in order for them to see you, turn on your 4-wave emergency flashers.
4-way emergency flashers.
To warn others. That's the first thing you need to do. Even at the daytime, especially at night, if you are parked at the side, first thing you need to do, turn on your flashers. Okay, safety matter. 4-way flashers. Question number 19. Now you must stop on a hill or curve on a 2-lane, 2-way road. How far should you place reflective triangles? Okay? And the point is hill or curve. Alright? If it's curve or hill, then you need to, put it back within 500 feet
500 feet
behind you. please pay attention, not as far back as necessary, because it might be, well, more than 500 feet. So it wouldn't be reasonable. So by the law, by the commercial vehicle regulation, you are required on a hill or curve to put your reflective triangles within 500 feet behind you. Okay, let's see if we are correct. Yes, on a curve, 500 feet. Question number 20. Step braking should not be used on vehicle with
Anti-lock brakes.
anti-lock brakes. Step braking, that's a special technique to brake when your commercial vehicle is not equipped with anti-lock brakes. Step braking, which is not discussed here, is a special technique which allows you manually prevent locking of your brakes. Okay, so, and that's why if your vehicle is already equipped with anti-lock brakes, step braking, well, should not be used there. Okay, step braking should not be used with what? With anti-lock brakes. Alright, very good. Question number 21. Sometimes you need to leave a road to avoid a hazard or emergency. When you do so, you should keep in mind that when you do so, guys, you should keep in mind that it is less dangerous to drive onto the shoulders than to make a collision. So if you need to leave a road, please remember, do so if you need to do so, because it's less dangerous to drive onto the shoulders than to make a collision. Well, obviously, right? Let's see.
No, we don't want a collision.
Collision,
We prefer
avoid a hazard.
shoulders.
Question number 22. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the front tire failure? Front tire failure, which is not a characteristic of the front tire failure.
I think it's vehicle fishtail.
Fishtail. And
Fishtail.
this is because vehicle fishtail is a sign of rear tire failure. But you are asked about front tire failure and not a characteristic. So vehicle fishtail.
And what would be front tire? Vibration.
We did this question before, right? Vehicle fishtail is not a characteristic of the front tire failure because it's characteristic of the rear tire failure. Question number 23. Most skids. What about most skids? Are caused by going too fast.
All problem when you're going too fast.
Yeah, when you're going too fast or trying to stop too quickly. Again, the longest answer is the right one. And, the general rule is applied here, okay? Going too fast.
Too fast.
Most skids going too fast. Question number 24. In a bad weather, many car drivers tailgate large vehicles. Okay, so means you. What should you do if you drive this large vehicle? Increase your following distance.
Increase your following distance.
We did this similar question before. Please remember, if you are tailgated, don't speed up, don't honk your horn, don't do anything unsafe. You just increase your following distance, means the distance between you and the vehicles in front of you. In case you need to brake, you have a distance.
Be safe. Be safe.
So increase your following distance if you are tailgated. Question number 25. Which of the following systems should receive extra attention during winter weather inspection? Winter time, cold. So when it is cold outside, definitely you need to pay particular attention to exhaust system.
Exhaust system, gotta be very careful.
Okay, because the poisonous fumes can leak into the into your cab compartment and poisons you. So winter exhaust system should need to be paid particular attention. Exhaust system. Question number 26. Now you asked something about hot weather. Alright, what happened to tar on the road pavement during hot weather? Hot weather, hot weather. What happened to tar? Well, definitely it bleeds, making the road surface slippery.
Slippery.
Because it's hot, tar can't tolerate hot temperature, so it bleeds and makes the road surface slippery.
Slippery, our keyword.
Slippery. Question number 27. What is the best advice for driver when a heavy fog occurs? Heavy fog occurs. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means that you are not able to see properly outside of your vehicle, right? So what you need to do? Park the truck until the fog disappears. Okay, in real life it might be different story, but for to answer a question correctly, you need to remember heavy fog, unsafe condition. You need to park your truck until the fog disappears. And the other little trick which might help you, fog in here,
the same word,
and here same words are repeated twice, so that's the clue
sign
for the
of
correct
proper
answer.
Yeah.
Question number 28. In mountain driving, you will have to use a lower gear to drive safely on a grade. And which of these three does not affect your choice of gear? And the correct answer is here is tire tread depth.
Tire tread depth.
Why? Because the length of grade and the weight of the load, they do affect your choice of gear. You do choose lower gear the heavier your weight is and the longer and steeper the length of the grade is, right? But tire tread depth does not affect your choice of gear. Okay? Let's see, tire tread depth does not affect. And again, guys, pay attention to the fact that sometimes in the real test in motor vehicle, this word "not" might not be emphasized, may not be capitalized, may not be underlined. So please read carefully the question. If you are asked about something which is not affect your choice of gear, in this particular case, it's a tire tread depth.
Be safe, read careful.
Question number 29. What should you do before driving in mountains? Before, you need to take precautions, safety precautions. So you need to know escape ramps location on your way. Again, we did this question before, and the first thing you need to do if you lose your brakes on a grade is to look for escape ramps. That's why you need to know the location of those escape ramps before, well in advance, before driving in mountains. All right? No escape ramps location on your way. Very good. Question number 30.
Again, escape ramps.
Another question about escape ramps. Again, in real test they might not be paired, but here it's even good for educational purpose. Escape ramps should be used by any driver who loses braking power.
Any driver who loses braking power.
So if you lose your brakes, look for escape ramps, which you have to know in advance before you even start your trip. Okay, escape ramps should be used by any driver who loses brake power, right? Question number 31. Which of these is true about notifying the authorities after an accident occurs? okay, about notifying the authorities. Actually, guys, there are only two options for you. If you have a cellular phone or CB radio, citizen band, you should notify authorities before exiting the vehicle. And the other option, which we will encounter later probably, is when you don't have cellular phone. So that's why you should look for this option about cellular phone or CB radio. Because if you do it, you should notify authorities before even exiting the vehicle.
Before exiting the vehicle.
And again, general rule applies. You do everything before, in purpose of safety, right? Before. Before is a good word, is a good clue while indicating the correct answer. Alright, so again, what is true about notifying the authorities after an accident occurs? You need to notify them. If you have cellular phone or CB radio, you need to notify them before exiting the vehicle. Alright, very good, if you have CB radio. Question number 32. If you are not sure what to use to put out the hazardous material fire, you should. What you should?
You
should wait.
You wait.
Don't play rescuers. Well, this is not your job. If you are not sure what to use to put out fire, don't even get close. All right? Wait for firefighters. Notify the authorities and wait for authorized personnel to come. All right? Again, if you're not sure, wait. Don't use water, don't use dirt, don't use anything else. Wait. Question number 33. Which of these, again, is not a danger of a rough acceleration? Kind of difficult question, because it's you need to think in an inverse way. Not a danger if you accelerate roughly. What might not happen if you accelerate roughly? And this is tire damage, because again, if you accelerate roughly, inappropriately, mechanical damage can happen, damage of coupling can happen, tire damage is not
kind of difficult.
Yeah, not completely
to damage tire.
Yeah, connected to rough acceleration. So not a danger of rough acceleration, tire damage. Question number 34. Which of these lights cannot be checked at the same time? I would say together. All right. That's what they mean, question writers. Which of these lights cannot be checked at the same time together? And the clue for you is four-way flashers, because four-way flashers, they are checked separately, apart from turn signals and brake lights. And again, that's an obvious explanation, because when you engage four-way flashers, you won't be able to see how your turn signals work, right? So again, when you're asked which lights cannot be checked at the same time together during the pre-trip inspection, that's turn signals, brake lights, and again, that's the option which contains four-way flashers, because they are checked always separately, apart from any other lights on your vehicle. All right, let's see if we are right. Yes.
Four-way flashers. Good word.
Question number 35. Long question, short options. You are inspecting hydraulic brakes, and you should pump. You are told what you need to do. You should pump the brake pedal 3 times, and then apply firm pressure to the pedal for 5 seconds. If the brakes are working properly, the pedal should not move.
Not move.
Again, all these words, well, do not apply to the right answer. So when you check your hydraulic brakes, you do such and such actions, and then you you apply firm pressure to the pedal. And the sign for your hydraulic brakes to work properly is that your brake pedal does not move.
Not
the pedal
move.
should not move when you
not move.
apply pressure to it. Okay, let's see. Right. Question number 36. Drivers of trucks and tractor trailers with cargo must check that the cargo well secured within the first how many miles of the trip? Easy stuff, guys. 25.
25.
25 miles, well, intermediate. 10 too early, 50 miles, well, so too long. So 25 miles. That's when, by the textbook, by the driver's manual, you have to stop and check if the cargo is well secured within the first 25 miles of your trip. Question number 37. When starting a bus on a level surface with good traction, there is often no need. All right. Again, it's a tricky question. No need for what? For parking brakes.
Parking brakes.
Again, if you are on a level surface, you don't have to, well, hold your vehicle on a parking brakes because it's a level surface. It's not grade, so your vehicle does not roll, will not roll if you release parking brakes, right? And the good traction, so when you start your vehicle on a level surface with good traction, probably you should not you should not hold your vehicle on the parking brakes. That's why there is often no need for parking brakes. Question number 38. How the weight of the vehicle affects stopping distance?
Stopping distance.
All three options are long ones, but you need to pay attention to this fact that empty trucks take longer to stop than if loaded.
This we remember.
But this is not the normally case for buses. Okay? So empty trucks, you probably remember that empty trucks take longer to stop than when they are loaded, because the suspension system of the heavy vehicles are designed for, to be loaded. And you cannot use the advantage of your suspension when you are not loaded. You simply cannot, well, apply full brake power. And that's why empty trucks take longer to stop. But the buses, that's a different case. Buses, they usually carry people, right? And the suspension system is designed, not for such a heavy load. That's why it's not the case for buses. So this combination about empty trucks and buses, that's the clue for you to answer these particular questions about how the weight of the vehicle affects stopping distance. Empty trucks take longer to stop, but not the buses. Question 39. When you are starting to move up a hill from a stop, there is connection with the previous question which we encountered 2 questions before. You remember, guys? When you're starting to move up a hill from a stop, you need to release the parking brakes as you apply engine power. In other words, you need to hold the vehicle on the parking brakes until your clutches engages, in order to prevent rolling back, because some other vehicle might, or pedestrian or anything else, could be behind you. So in order to prevent the vehicle rolling back, when you move up a hill, you need to release the parking brakes only as you apply engine power. All right? Question number 40. What is true about using a heater? And again, before this good word, key word, clue word might help you to locate the right answer. When driving a winter weather, you should check the heater is working properly before starting. Everything is done before.
Before good people doing, not after. Yes.
Okay. Winter, check the heater. Question number 41. Why is damage of an exhaust system is a danger? Exhaust system, why it is a danger if the exhaust system is damaged? Poison. Because when your exhaust system is damaged, there is a danger of poisonous fumes.
Poisonous fumes.
That can enter into the cab or sleeping compartment.
And suffocate driver.
Okay, poisonous fumes. You remember there was a question before about the fact that exhaust system requires extra caution, especially in the winter time when it's cold, and that's because it takes it needs special attention because poisonous fumes can enter into the cab or sleeping compartment. Okay, very good. Poisonous. Question 42. Again, inverted question. Which of these is not a danger? Not a danger when an automatic transmission is forced into a low gear at a high speed. In other words, what cannot happen if you forcefully put the automatic transmission into a low gear while driving at a high speed? What cannot happen? And definitely what cannot happen, a loss of engine braking effect.
Braking effect.
Braking effect.
Our keyword always is a good answer.
Because what can happen, transmission will be damaged if you forcefully put the low gear, right? You can lose steering control, but in braking effect of the engine, that's what you get when you forcefully put the automatic transmission in the low gear. That's why when the question is asked, which is not a danger, is a loss of engine braking effect. Let's see if we are right. Yes. Okay, very good. Question 43. Perception distance is the distance your vehicle travels from the time. You just need to remember there are three distances: perception distance, reaction distance, and braking distance, and they three all combine and create the total stopping distance. So please,
stop and braking time.
Please read carefully. You are asked about perception distance, and the perception distance is the time, is the distance when your vehicle travels from the time the eyes see a hazard to the time brain knows, your brain knows that this is something wrong on the road, this is a hazard. So when you perceive, that's what perception distance is, because it takes time, usually takes about 1/3 of a second. So perception, it's between the eye see and brain knows. I see, brain knows. All right, perception distance, brain knows. Question number 44. Extra care is needed to keep your vehicle centered in your lane. Because of why? Because commercial vehicles are
often wider.
They are big, they are large, they are wider than other vehicle, and that's why extra care is needed to keep such a vehicle centered in your lane. Okay, because they are wider, often wider. Question number 45. You should lightly apply your brakes to flash the brake lights if, or in other words, when. That's how you need to understand this question. You should lightly apply your brakes to flash the brake lights when you need to do it, when you're about to slow down, when you're about to exit the road, right? That's when you need to apply your brakes, to flash the brake lights, to warn the drivers behind you about your intention. Okay, so when you read such a question, you should lightly apply your brakes to flash the brake lights if you are about to exit, and to slow down to exit the road. Good. Question number 46. Merging to the road is safest if you
wait
wait
for a large enough
You
gap.
remember 2 questions ago, your vehicle is wider, is large, and that's why you need large enough gap, large enough space, distance in the traffic to safely enter the road. That's why when you ask it about when the merging is safe, it's safe if you wait for a large enough gap. Okay, let's see if we're right. Yes,
Gap, our keyword. Gap.
Question number 47. Another kind of inverted question, which of these is not something you should do if your headlights are not working properly? In other words, what cannot help you to fix your not properly working headlights, which is not something you should do. And definitely, if your headlights are not working properly, leave your high beams on will not help you to fix the problem, really fix the problem, because
you're gonna get ticket.
Yeah, you need to clean your headlights, you need to adjust your headlights, you need to do something else, but not something you should do is just to leave your
Don't blind other people.
Your high beams. That's correct. Let's see. Yes, leave on your high beams. That's not you need to do. Question number 48. Same type of question, inverted. Which of the statements about backing a heavy vehicle is not true? Again, let's say it in other words. Which is not a right action when backing a heavy vehicle? And not a right action is C in this particular case. Because you cannot see, you should back slowly until you slightly bumped into the dock.
Again, and destroy the dock.
Yeah. Again, question writers in this particular case trying to trick you a little bit. They put the right good word, slowly, so you may get confused. Oh, slowly, that's a good thing to do. No, you need to read the whole option. Even though they recommend you to drive slowly, but you see, when you read it to the end, it bumped into the dock. No, not true. That's what you're not supposed to do, okay? Slightly bumped into the dock. Bumped. Question number 49. The distance that you should look ahead of your vehicle while driving is about, how much? At low speed. Okay, so you should assume at low speed, that's about, it should be residential area, somewhere in the city limit, at low speed. And in the city limit, at low speed, 1 block, that's the distance you need to assess the road in front of your vehicle.
1 block.
Ahead of you, 1 block.
1 block.
Question number 50. Which of these is correct about emergency or evasive action? Again, we highly recommend you when you are asked about something correct or not correct to read all 3 options, because some of them sometimes look very similar to each other, and you need to read carefully to be able to recognize the right option. And here in this particular case, when you ask it about the correct action about emergency, you need to choose this one. In order to turn quickly, you must have a firm grip.
Firm grip.
Okay, and again, this is to remind you that you need to hold the steering wheel with both hands with a firm grip
grip.
in order not to like lose control of the of your steering wheel of your vehicle. Okay, very good, firm grip.
Firm grip.
Question number 51. What does emergency braking mean? Emergency braking. What does it mean, emergency braking? That's not use emergency brakes. That's responding to a hazard by slowing the vehicle. So emergency braking, that's not, again, that's not what your vehicle does. That's what you do. You respond to a hazard by slowing the vehicle. That's what emergency braking means. Okay, responding to a hazard.
Responding to a hazard.
Question number 52. When driving in cold weather, your tire tread should do what in cold weather? Again, you should assume cold weather, so probably snow.
Snowing.
Snow. You should, I mean, not you. Your tire tread should provide enough touching to steer and push the vehicle through snow. Again, it doesn't mean you are asked to drive through snow, but your tire tread should be safely, depth to be able to provide enough touch and push the vehicle through snow in case if you need it. Okay, very good. Snow. 53. Which of these is true about hauling of hazardous materials? Again, read carefully all three of them until you get this 4 inches diameter.
4 inches diameter.
You see, it's very easy to get confused. So because it's also 4 inches, but not circle red. That's what you need is 4 inches diamond-shaped labels. That's what is a characteristic of a hazardous materials. You probably remember on the road, vehicle transporting hazardous materials are labeled with the special labels. 4 inches diamond-shaped they are. They are called placards, and they should have put on like at least on 4 sides of your vehicle. Okay, 4 inches diamond-shaped labels on the containers on the vehicle. Okay, diamond-shaped.
4 inches diameter.
54. Which vehicle will have the most difficulties staying in its lane during strong wind? And when you read the word wind, well, here you should probably immediately recognize the correct answer, empty.
Empty trailer has less resistance.
It's not heavy, okay? It's light, it's empty, so strong wind could easily affect its position into the lane, especially when it is double. But double is not the point. Point is empty. When you see empty, that's the vehicle which has most difficulty staying in its lane, and you as a driver need to remember it. Okay, empty, not cargo, not flatbed, but empty trailer. Very good. Question number 55. Why your vehicle speed naturally increases on a downgrade? Increases on a downgrade. And well, that's a high school question, guys. You need to be able easily recognize it. Gravity,
Newton law.
yeah, downgrade. Why its speed increases? Because of the gravity. And yes, we are right. Question number 56. Again, kind of inverted question. You ask it about something which is not true. In this particular case, during the vehicle inspection, checking of what will not prevent a fire. And definitely checking the battery fluid level will not prevent a fire. It doesn't mean you don't have to check battery fluid level, but it's no direct connection between the
Irrelevant.
cargo ventilation. That's definitely needs to be checked, and it could prevent a fire. System isolation, electrical system should be checked, and it could prevent a fire. Which will not prevent a fire, which is irrelevant in this case, is battery fluid level.
Battery fluid level.
Good. 57. When it is necessary to learn how a fire extinguisher works.
When?
Yeah, when?
Before.
Easy stuff. Always do it before. Everything needs to be done before. Okay? When? Before.
Before the fire.
Definitely before. Before the fire happens.
Not during. Not after.
Yeah, it would be too late. Okay, question number 58. What is the most important reason to inspect your truck? To inspect, and definitely you guys definitely able to at a glance to say what it is. It's safety.
Safety.
Most important reason? Safety.
Jump in your eyes. Safety.
Safety.
Number one consideration.
Question number 59. You are checking your steering and exhaust system in a pre-trip inspection. Okay, which of this problem, if found, should be fixed before the vehicle is driven? In other words, which problem create immediate danger if you drive with this problem not fixed? And definitely this problem is the first one, steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees. So when the free play of your steering wheel is more than 10 degrees or 2 inches on 20 inches steering wheel, which is the same, this problem should be fixed before the vehicle is driven. You, well, more or less safely could drive with an oil on a tie rod. You could drive even if you have a gray smoke coming out of your, from the exhaust pipe. But this problem,
if you cannot steer properly, this is a danger.
You should fix this problem before the vehicle is driven. Question number 60. Convex curved mirrors. What they do? Well, again, you need to read carefully all three options because they look well and sound similar, very similar to each other. But the correct one is this one. The curved mirrors, they show the wider area.
It happens. Wide is always right answer.
Wider, yeah. Wider is associated with the right answer. Because convex or curved mirrors, they make object appear not closer but farther. They make object appear not larger but smaller. Why? Because they show the wider area than flat mirrors show. Okay, very good. Let's see if we're correct. And wider area is the correct answer. Question number 61. Why it is important to shift gears correctly? Well, obvious, guys, to keep control.
Keep control.
Correctly, to keep control. Well, who cares about the warming of the engine or engine oil?
It's warm enough.
To keep control of the vehicle. Question number 62. What three distances build up the total stopping distance of your truck or bus? About 5-10 questions ago, we encountered, you remember this similar kind of question about perception distance. And now it might help you. You just look for this. It's perception
distance,
reaction distance,
and
braking distance.
And braking distance.
Perception, reaction, braking. Perception, the first one, perception, reaction, when you react. Perception, your brain knows. Then reaction, your foot reacts. And braking distance, it takes, mechanical
characteristics
how long it
of
takes
the truck.
for the vehicle to stop actually after you put the brake pedal. So that's three distance: perception, reaction, braking. Okay, let's see. Yes, perception, reaction, braking. No respond, no observation, no nothing. Just three: perception, reaction, braking. Question number 63. Inverted question. Which of these actions are not recommended for a left turn? Not recommended. Which action is wrong while doing left turn? And definitely the wrong one is start at the inside lane and swing right as you turn.
And swing right.
It's very important for your safety and for other drivers' safety. Never do it. That's wrong action. This is not recommended.
Never change lane on a turn.
You should use right-hand turn lane. If there are two of them, you should start your turn in the center of the intersection. But when you're asked about what is not recommended, this one is not recommended. Actually, it's prohibited strictly. Start at the inside lane and swing right as you turn, because that's how you put the other drivers at danger. Okay, let's see. Not recommended. Swing right.
No swinging. No swinging.
64. When you're passing the other vehicle, pedestrian or bicycle, you should assume that, you should assume that they may be moving to your traffic line. You should assume they are blind idiots, because it's for your safety and for their safety. You should assume they may be moving, and actually you know that sometimes it pretty frequently happens. Okay? They may be moving to your traffic light.
Be careful, be careful.
Yeah, again, question of safety. When you're passing, be ready to stop, because they may be moving to your traffic lane. Question number 65. In your mirror, you see a car approaching from the rear. And next time you check your mirror, you do not see the car. You see, you do not see. And now, if you wish to change the lane now, you should. What you should do, again, obvious way to
wait, always good action. Wait.
Until you're sure that car is not in your blind spot. Because, you know, the mirrors, especially flat mirrors, any kind of mirrors, they do have blind spot. The area you are simply not able to see what's going on there. And that's why when you see a car, next time you don't see a car, you want to change a lane, what you do? You wait. Okay? You wait.
Now you see, now you don't.
Yeah, until you're sure. You wait. Question number 66. Which of these is the proper signal to change lane? And now I'm 100% sure you know already, you are able to, pick up the right question immediately. Okay, you should signal early and change lane slowly and smoothly.
This is a good word.
Early and change lane slowly and smoothly. Well, there is some, the other option which, might confuse you. You see, signal before the change, but read the whole answer. Signal before and move over quickly. That's not what you should do.
No
quickly,
good.
That's not appropriate action. You should do it slowly and smoothly. No, never quickly, because if some other driver is in the zone, in the blind spot, and you can see, and you cannot see this driver, and you move over quickly, you can hit
cause collision.
So that's why signal early and change lane slowly and smoothly. Simply do it before the change is not enough, is not good enough if you do it quickly. Alright guys? Early, slowly, and smoothly. Early. Good. Question number 67. You're driving in the area with a few street lights. If you cannot see well with your headlights, which of the actions may help? Well, in this particular case, you are allowed to use your high beam.
When legal.
And keep your interior lights off. That's exactly the case when you actually even have to use high beams in order to be able to see well. Alright? Again, you're driving in an area with a few street lights, well, probably at the night time, right? You cannot see well with your regular headlights, low beam headlights. What you need to do? Well, now you use your high beams when legal and keep your interior lights off. Question number 68. Most serious skid results from driving too fast.
Too fast. All problems.
Well, 90% of the collision happen because people drive too fast for condition. Too fast.
Too fast.
Again, remember, that's a statistic. Too fast driving, that's the, well, 90% of all the, well, collision. Skid, most serious skid results from driving too fast. Alright? Question number 69. What should be a rule about other drivers? Again, you need to read all three options, all three answers, and the correct answer here is C. Short-term or daily rental truck drivers are often not used to limited vision and pose a hazard. Yeah, they are inexperienced. Short-term daily rental truck. That's regular people, not educated commercial drivers.
First time in the big truck.
They operate they're not used to operate. They're used to the limited vision, and definitely they pose a hazard. Be aware of such participants of the traffic. Okay, so that's true about other drivers, short-term and rental truck drivers. Not used to limited vision, okay, and definitely hazard. 70. Which is not true about bad weather and driving condition? Kind of difficult question. Again, you need to read all three of them to pick up the correct one. Not true, not true. And the correct answer is, I think B. The road is more slippery when the rain continues than when rain begins. Because, again, you see, guys, you are asking something which is not correct. And this is not correct because the road is less slippery when the rain continues than when rain begins. You see how it's written to trick you, okay? The road is more slippery when the rain begins than when rain continues. Okay? When you are asked about something which is not true about bad weather, please remember, something about rain. Not about the bridges, not about the freezing, something about the rain.
Slippery.
Rain. The road is, because again, you remember when rain just starts, okay, the road becomes immediately very slippery. But when the rain continues, it gets more kind of, traction. So, when not true about bad weather, it's about rain, which continues. Okay? Rain. Slippery. Question number 71. Which of these statements about hazard of vehicle fire is true? Vehicle fire is true. Which statement is correct? Poor cargo ventilation.
Poor cargo ventilation problem.
Fire. Again, you remember a few questions ago there was a question about well, preventing measure, and we mentioned the fact that cargo ventilation, you should check it to prevent the vehicle fire. Again, poor cargo ventilation may cause cargo to catch on fire.
Poor cargo ventilation.
Because even carrying a fully charged fire extinguisher, well, still fire can happen. And underinflated tire definitely can cause a vehicle tire. So those two statements are not quite correct. The true statement about fire is about cargo ventilation. Poor cargo ventilation, boom, fire might happen. Question number 72. You should wear a seat belt in a moving vehicle.
All the time.
Kindergarten question, right?
All the time.
Okay, don't even think about it. All the time. Question number 73. Which of these items is not checked for a pre-trip inspection? Again, in other words, what you don't have to check. And definitely, amount of fuel on a vehicle is not quite relevant to the safety matters. You should, 100%, you should check your lights if they are working. You should check how your cargo is secured. Well, actually, you should check definitely fuel on your vehicle, but it's not a most important priority matter. That's how you should answer this question. Because it's arguable. Yeah, you can say that fuel still need to be checked, right? But compared to other two, this one is the best choice, which is not checked for a pre-trip inspection. Compared to, well, other two given choices, this one is the best. Again, I'm not telling you, we are not telling you that you don't have to check the fuel of your vehicle. Of course you have to. But in this particular condition, situation, amount of fuel in the vehicle, it's a correct answer. All right? Very good. Question number 74. Which of the statements about pre-trip inspection is true? Again, kind of difficult question, because you have just, again, read through all of them. And the correct answer is this one. Okay? If you need to tilt a cab,
secure.
Good
words. Always secure.
Secure those things so that they could not fall or break anything. Well, obvious, but sometimes we just tend to forget it. So if you need to tilt the cab, never forget, first secure those things. They
can break your foot.
Right. Secure. Question 75. Can state inspectors inspect your truck or bus? Oh yes, they do. Of course they can. And not simply they can, but they can put you out of service if you or your vehicle is unsafe. Again, simple question, but be careful. You see, these two are very similar. Yes, but they cannot put you out of service. And the correct answer, C. Yes, state inspectors can inspect your truck or bus. And they can put you out of service if unsafe. Question number 76. Which of the statements about cargo loading is true? State law.
State law, good word.
State law. Whenever you see state law,
that's legal weight.
That's
limit.
What you need to be complied with. All right? Legal weight limit. State law dictates legal weight limit. And by the way, you as a driver responsible to know which state, well, different state might have different legal weight limit. And again, this is your job as a driver, as a commercial driver, to know this. All right? State law. Question number 77. Which of this is not required knowledge of driver needed a hazardous material endorsement? Basic chemistry.
Basic chemistry.
Again, they are not telling you you don't have to know basic chemistry at all. But in order to get a hazardous material endorsement, that's not the most important issue.
You don't need to be chemist.
Yeah, you need to know which products can be loaded together. You definitely need to know when and how to use the placards. But basic chemistry, that's not, well, that important in this particular case. All right? Very good. 78. To determine blood alcohol concentration level for a person, it is necessary to know what? To determine BAC, blood alcohol concentration. What do you need to know to determine the BAC? Well, do you need to know how much a person weighs? Yes, definitely. Because, the effect of alcohol depends on, well, actually on your size. It does not depend how often a person drinks alcohol. It does not depend how old a person is. It depends on how much a person weighs. Okay, when the person weighs 50 kilograms, 100 pounds, or 200 pounds, or 300 pounds, the effect of alcohol could be different. Okay, so weight. Very good. 79. Question 79. Implied consent means.
On your driver license, it said implied consent.
Yes. And the question, the right answer to this question is, see, that's important. You are giving your consent to be tested for alcohol. So you consented to be tested for alcohol in your blood. You're not giving your consent to inspect your vehicle. That's, again, irrelevant. It might be searched, your vehicle, but that's not what the implied consent means. You give your consent to be tested. If you are pulled out by the police, they can check you, and that's what, and you have to comply.
And if you refuse, your license will be suspended for 1 year.
When you are given your driver license, well, regular or commercial driver license, you do give your consent to be tested for alcohol in your blood. And if you refuse, boom, you lose your license.
For 1 year.
Very good. Question number 80. The engine brake effect is greater when it is greater when the engine is at what level of governed round per minute, and the transmission is on what gear. Okay, so you need to choose right pair. Okay, right combination. And definitely your governed RPM by the textbook should be near the governed RPM, not below, not above. And transmission should be in lower gear. So this combination near and lower, that's what you are looking for. Okay, and that's when the engine brake effect is greater. Okay, when you slowly, smoothly operate your vehicle, your transmission, when you don't rev it up, when the governed RPM is near the recommended level, and the transmission in the lower gear. All right, and this time we didn't make mistake. You see, the program shows you did 80 questions. We did, okay, together, and 0 mistakes. So no question with wrong answers to be repeated. So you guys might either exit or go to or click on the main menu icon and continue with general knowledge 3. Okay, thank you very much for your attention and good luck for your exam. Thank you.